What's up, guys? Today I thought I'd do a video on the Springfield Armory 911. Been having some feeding issues with the handgun. Since I bought it, it's had quite a few failures to feed. You just give it a little assist at the back and it would go into battery, but it happens quite frequently. I decided to take it apart, do some polishing work, and I polished the bolt face, the feed ramp, the chamber, the hammer, just to make the slide a little bit smoother, maybe taking out some of the resistance. Also polished the rails on the inside. But I think the biggest thing that helped was polishing the inside of the extractor. Once I did that, it made it more reliable. Now I'm still having some issues once it gets dirty. I have also noticed that it likes Federal ammunition over Remington. I shot some Remington ammunition through it and it did not like it. It had so many failures to feed with that brand. But with Federal, it seemed to perform the best. Another issue I'm having is with this pin that's located above the trigger. It keeps wanting to come out. Now, I've noticed it doesn't come out completely, but it'll stick out of either side, and I'll just have to push it in. So one cool thing about these magazines is you can use this plastic end to push it back in and not scratch anything up. Disassembly of this firearm is not hard or overly complicated, but I think it's kind of a hassle. With this, you have to kind of use a Glock claw and pull it back to this point. And then you have to push out on this, and it helps if you have, I'm just going to use this cord, you have something to push it with. And of course, I'm not going to line it up on camera very well. I hate taking this thing apart. There it goes. Once you get this part out, so you pull out the slide stop, and the slide will come right off. And then on the frame, you have to watch out for this little piece. This is the ejector, and it's spring loaded, if you can tell. If you push it down too far, it'll pull off that spring, so you have to be careful. Also, if you flip this safety up, that little plunger in there will come flying out, so be careful. I always keep it on safety, and I just leave it like this. So if you pull up on the safety for any reason, be careful not to take it up too far. So the frame is down. And then with the slide, it's just like any other gun. Pull out the recoil spring and the guide rod and pull out on the barrel. So I'm not a big fan of the disassembly of this firearm. I'm not a fan of everything that tries to pop out on this firearm. And the reliability leaves a lot to be desired. But it does have a lot going for it. If your pistol doesn't have the same issues as mine, then you're going to have a pretty phenomenal pistol, in my opinion. It's pretty much a SIG P238. I got some SIG parts in here, so it's pretty compatible. I've seen some videos of people putting SIG barrels in here, so it seems like it's a SIG, but a different company, and in my opinion, it looks a lot nicer. I just love the two-tone. I never thought I'd be a big fan of two-tone handguns, but this one is striking. I love the G10 grips. They just look phenomenal. I like that it has an ambi safety, and all the controls on it are just like a 1911. You hit the mag release in the same place, same slide release, and the same safety. And like I said, ambidextrous. The sights on this handgun are phenomenal. I love the sight picture, and they glow in the dark. I really like the inserts on the sights. The accuracy leaves a lot to be desired. Now, when I was at the range, I wasn't getting that impressive of groupings. Now, it was cold, it was snowing, and I had giant gloves on. But I've taken it out before when it was 72 degrees and a beautiful day and got about the same grouping. And I've had other people shoot this thing and get about the same group. So at least with mine, the grouping is not impressive. It's serviceable, but it's not impressive.
I may not be the best shot in the world, but I know I can do better than that, especially at this distance.
One thing that I really liked about this gun is it comes with 2 magazines. Now this is the extended 7-rounder, and it gives my hand a full grip on the firearm. When you take it out, your pinky kind of hangs off, which again, not that uncomfortable on this gun. The grips feel really fat and comfortable to me, so I don't feel like it's too small, but that added pinky rest makes it feel very comfortable. But it also comes with a 6-rounder that's flush with the bottom, which you'd probably carry in the firearm if you're going to conceal carry it. I will say one issue I have with this extended magazine is the back end likes to pinch you. So if you don't watch, it can pinch you. It's kind of hard for me to demonstrate, but back here, if you're not watching, you can get pinched. I noticed that with my gloves. I was pinching my gloves in there every time, so something to keep in mind. It comes with its own case. I mean, that's pretty cool in itself, but not just that, it even comes with a pocket holster. That's awesome. Just a nice little addition for this gun. The trigger guard is also bigger, which I appreciated when I was at the range because my gloves would barely fit into it. This is bigger than the SIGs. Since it's a 380, recoil is very manageable. And it's not snappy like other 380s. That's one thing I really liked about it, was it's a smooth shooting handgun. I'm a little bit disappointed in this handgun. I mean, it seemed like it came with so much. I loved the looks of it, and I fell in love with the trigger, but once I took it to the range and had a whole bunch of failures to feed, it just put a bad taste in my mouth. I know I could send it back to Springfield and possibly get it fixed, but I've had a lot of encounters where I've had to send firearms back and ran into a whole bunch of issues. I'm not prepared to do that. I'm so tired of doing that. So For me, it functions well enough that I don't mind it. It's a fun range handgun. I mean, it's accurate enough that I can hit my target. It's reliable enough that I can get through 3 or 4 magazines without a problem, and the first 75 rounds is going to be pretty reliable. The trigger is phenomenal. It feels great in my hands. It's kind of cool to shoot a little 380 every so often, and so I'm not going to get rid of this firearm just for that fact. But I probably will not carry it for that issue.
Gotta watch that I don't pinch my glove in there.
Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was fun to take this thing out, even though it was a little bit, annoying that it wasn't functioning. But it was a fun video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did a little bit more with this video if you didn't notice by the intro. I put a lot of call out tags, I believe is what they're referred to. So let me know down in the comments below what you think of it and what you'd like to see in future videos. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming up in the future, and I'm always trying to improve my videos, so any suggestions would be appreciated. So I hope you enjoyed.
Hello, I'm a man round. I make your fun go away. Yay!
You jackass.